The Toastmasters of the day to announce that the change in agenda is if the speaker's role, if the speaker's order has changed, if an evaluator has dropped out and the stand-in evaluator has come in, is there any other change? Is the timer's role changed? All those things have to be announced. So that is so that everyone understands that who is doing what. Okay? The guests don't know who are the names of the people who are coming on stage, but they relate to their role. The guest understands someone is a timer, someone is an accountant, someone is a grammarian. He or she may be looking at the agenda and thinking that that is the person. But ultimately, the evaluation is his or her mind goes with the name written. So those changes can be noted and told that these are the changes. So very important there. Okay, so I've jumped around. So I've come back to the agenda, come back to this, but all fine. Whatever is coming to my mind, I'm just saying I'm not following a script. So we are now taking a break. We have taken a break already, right? In the Zoom meeting as well. So we come back. Again, it's all how after the photo. See all those things when you do outside the meeting also. During this break, there's a very important role for every member to play. It is not only the role players. Every member, be it a role player or not, engage with the guest. That 10 minutes break that you get is an ideal time for us to engage with the guests and make them feel more comfortable. They'll have a lot of questions. What was this? What was that? Or what is going to happen next? And so every member should be able to connect and tell, make them comfortable. See what a general mistake that people do in the club is that 10 minutes is the time when members themselves mingle with each other, start telling about the cricket match, start telling about all those things. What happened yesterday, last week, all those. Leave that aside. That 10 minutes, please use your time with the guest. You'll see that the conversion rate increases, the engagement increases, a lot of things happening. Very important. Please, so that's another critical. These are all something which happens. See, meetings are meetings, but some things are outside the meetings which happen, which matters for the meeting. Okay. So every one of us ensure that we engage at least with a guest. Take that guest or a member or a new member has got a lot of questions. So take them to meet a senior member or and feedback. You can give feedback. You can ask guests like, how did you feel about the speech? What did you take away from the speech? So a lot of engagement can happen, right? Make that. Please make note of that. General club meetings, we feel that we are comfortable speaking to our own members, and the guests feel left out. Some guests they themselves come forward, but many of them they don't know, right? I mean, they're not. It's natural when we go and sit into a group where we don't know people, we just go into our shell. The guests also do that, and you can look at them and find out like who is the person who is withdrawn. Go to them, get them in, offer them a cup of tea, ask them to have snacks. Small things. These small things matter in a club meeting. Okay. So that is done. We got back. Toastmasters Day. Hands over to the table topic master. Table topic master. Introduction again. And I sincerely hope that the table topic master comes well prepared, because it is very possible that even if it's very important, because ideally it is told that table topic master should or it will be great if he or she makes topics that are in line with the theme of the day. Yes, that is generally to be followed, but it is not a strict rule. It's not a strict rule, but it is better to follow that. But one very common mistake that a table topics master does is choosing topics which are too lengthy. Ideally, a short, brief table topic is a better. You will find that the response and the whole engagement goes really up if the table topic is short, open-ended, a question, so that the member can say yes or no both ways. I mean, whoever is speaking, the table topic speaker, be it a guest or a member. It is good to be smart. I mean, naturally, everyone like, but then we are not checking the smartness, right? We are checking how people come forward and engage and talk. So don't worry about whether the topic is going to be easy or not easy. For anyone to come on stage and speak there, no topic is easy, no topic. If we give some tough topics, long topics, which we need to really think and make an impact, that's not a successful table topic. So ideally, a short table topic, open-ended question, for where the answer can be both ways, justifiable. That is an ideal table topic for me. And as usual, what we used to do in my earlier stint when I was in the Middle East is there are ways of engaging, right? When if I take a table topic, I will not call a person first and give a topic. What I will do is I will give the topic, wait for everyone to think, and then call someone. So that all are engaged. I hope it resonates. See what happens. Now I already called someone, then the rest are all cool. They're not going to call me. I don't care whether I listen or not listen. I'm just going to enjoy the fun, whether this person is going to speak well or not. I will ensure that the topic goes for everyone. So everyone is there thinking about what should I say, and then I call. That will engage the entire audience, and also you'll find that there's more engagement with you. So these are small things which a table topics master can do. And especially guests, be careful. It will be during the 10-minute break, you can probably identify which guest to call at, so that the guest is also prepared. You can always tell them that I will call you. Don't tell what the topic is, but don't worry, nothing will go wrong. Reassure them, and so that they are also prepared. So when the first or second tabletop speaker, who is normally a seasoned member of the club, comes and speaks here, then the guest is also ready. So you don't have to, who is like, we are waiting for someone to lift their hands up. That will not happen. Okay, so the table topic master needs to have that kind of understanding and give topics like that, and selection of members as well. Now, there's one more thing. Let us not have any confusion on how many numbers to be called. That has to be decided before the meeting or during the break, that we are running short of time. So let us cut down on, let us have 5, 6 members, 8 members. Never give an impression that today, as many members I will call. It is a discussion of table. Yes, it is a discussion, but it should be in a structured way. So if there's going to be 6 topics, speakers, have that 6, be firm. You can have multiple with your hand, but you can choose always and give a particular topic. But let us have a 6. 8 means 8. Let us not have a last minute, like I'll give one more. Okay, if you have time, fine. But otherwise, it's not. It's very strict. See, that's why the time management is very important. And the table topic master can also give a comment, a brief one, not an evaluation, what he took away from that particular. You can just come and tell that, oh, what a twist that you gave to that particular topic. I enjoyed that. Something like that. Nothing, no evaluation of the table topic. Don't please evaluate the table topic speaker. You can just add on, giving a inspiration to that particular. You did so well. It was so nice to hear you come and speak something. You can always do that as well. Otherwise, if you are sticking to just giving a topic, repeat the topic twice, please. Again, repeat not only to the speaker, but ensure that the audience also listens properly. Let's not rush. Some mistakes people do is when you call the speaker, everyone is clapping, and at the same time, the topic is being read out. No, wait for the silence to happen. Then tell the topic. This is both for the Toastmaster of the day as well as the table topic speaker, as well as for the evaluator. Ensure that the speaking starts only when the audience clap has stopped. Now, when you tell about the audience clap, the clap is important, and that has to be led by the person on stage. Again, there are many times when you see that someone is coming in and no one is clapping. Why? Because the person who's introducing itself is not clapping, and once you start clapping, the others clap. So the Toastmaster of the day, or the table topic master, or the general evaluator later on needs to initiate the clap, and that should happen spontaneously. It should not be coming as if you are doing an artificial clap. You're really investing in the person who is coming on stage, right? So that's important. The table topic is done. Okay. After that, what happens? Handing back to the Toastmaster of the day. for him or her to look at the time, check out whether he is going before or after time, and then introduce the general evaluator. So the time coming to the general evaluator, it comes again very critical role. So general evaluator has, each role player has to tell what his role is. So general evaluator invariably many times forgets what his or her role is. So this to be clear. It's not only for members, for the guests. So he or she should tell about what the evaluation is all about, how the constructive evaluation is going to happen. Maybe you can dwell on the CRC method. You can request the evaluators to follow that. And so when the evaluators are coming in, here the evaluators are coming in and giving their feedback in a very constructive manner based on the objective. So again, every evaluator, please go through the objectives of the speech before coming in, at least 2 days before. It is ideal for the speaker to know who the evaluator is. Reach out to the evaluator, share the feedback, the form 3 days in advance. The evaluator can check with the speaker which area that they need to focus on as well. When I initiated into Toastmasters, I remember that like my rate of speech was too fast. So any project, I would tell the evaluator, irrespective of objectives, please give me a feedback on how fast I went. Because so the evaluator's role is not only focusing on the objectives, but on your own shortcomings as well, where you want to improve. Like some of us use excessive body language. You can tell like, how did I control myself? You can tell that to the evaluator beforehand itself. So this engagement between the speaker and evaluator should not happen only for the speech there. It should happen much before. Then you will find that that there is something I take away, right? I know what I am short for. I am where I need to improve. That can also be part of a speech evaluation, other than the objective. But that will happen only if there is going to be a communication happening between the role players. Very important. Okay. So everyone, each evaluator who is assigned the role is bound to know what is the basis of the evaluation and give the evaluation accordingly. And let us ensure that each evaluator uses the 2 to 3 minutes time given to him also. Give that. See that this portion is very important. Let us not take it lightly. Evaluator role. It is not just coming and giving a speech on evaluation. It is about how you make an impact with your observations on the speaker who has given the speech. He or she should take away a very positive or the feedback in such a way that he or she will improve upon in the next. Very important. And so all this is being noted by the general evaluator who comes in later, calls the timer, the R counter, the grammarian for the reports. Now, it is certain, we have decided, right? When we start the meeting, it's the timer for each role. When the speeches are being done, the timer is asked to give what is the speech timing. When the table topics is done, the timer is called again for the table topics 1 to 2 minutes. Then the evaluation session, again, he or she is called again for the stage and telling about what that needs to be followed. So that there's no confusion in either the speaker's mind or the guest's mind. What is the timing required for each of the sessions? That is reinforced. And the report, when it comes in, please ensure timer, the R counter, give a report in the structured format that is mentioned. Even the timer, even the R counter, even the grammarian need to practice in front of the mentor or the VP education how the reports are sent. But if given we are looking at how to conduct a quality meeting, and let us ensure that we follow this practice of practicing before the meeting. Fix that appointments with the mentor or the VP education before so that things are clear. So from next meeting onwards, I would look at, because be it in Airoli, be it in Kharghar or anywhere, somehow with being the grandfather of Toastmasters, as everyone says, I look at meeting quality, and it helps me, and I give feedback. And Rowan must. I keep telling Rowan that this is where we need to move, this is where we need to correct ourselves. It is not, it is for the club, right? It's for the club to grow. It is not pointing out mistakes. Let us not understand that whatever I say this, it has to be done like this, is not telling that if I do it like this, it will be better. It is just that a structured meeting in Toastmasters gives that ability to be perfect there and then grow as an individual, as a speaker. That's right. That's the point. So the general evaluator also needs to focus on that. He or she has to have a conversation with the evaluators before the meeting, ensure that each of them have the feedback forms, they're clear about what they need to be evaluated on, and then come forward. Okay. In between all this, there is something going on, right? I mean, Sajana Terms is playing a role about sending out links, about feedbacks. Please ensure that this is done very discreetly, in the sense that there should not be any confusion of whether the links have gone. Sudden confusion will be send the feedback link after two speakers. Please no. Let us have it all structured. Let us all identify who is going to send the script, send the links, when, the voting links especially, all those things. Let us not have any confusion about it, because for the guest, the experience is based on how smoothly a meeting is. So ensure that. Finally, yes, it gets back to the Toastmaster who wraps up the meeting. Again, Toastmaster Day, General Evaluator, Table Topics Master. Please try to follow whatever time is given. It's all individually on your hands, because you are controlling that full session, each session. Be it the speaker session, be it the feedback session, or the table topic session. Only if you have time, you go out of the way to speak extra. Otherwise, cut it. Nothing is going. It is just the role players who are going to be, the speakers, the evaluators are going to be the key players there, or the table topic speakers. If there is time, only then use that extra, whatever you want. Otherwise, ensure that you are cutting it down. So finally, after all this, it goes back to the presiding officer. Now, presiding officer again has got about 5 minutes there to tell about what all is in store, what are all the things planned, when is the next contest, what are the things that the club needs to move forward to, so much. And in the parallelly, things are happening in the among the vote counter, understanding who has got the best, the awards, this thing, all such items. Ensure that all these things are organized, so that the presiding officer, after calling the guests for their feedback, all those things, at least knows that everything is ready and he can smoothly move into the presentation of the award. And again, that the PO has got a role to play. May the awards follow a certain order. It would be great if we have the auxiliary role player, then the role player, then the best table topic speaker, then the best evaluator, and finally the best speaker. In that order, it will be great. It will also be good if guessing is not done. It will be better, because see, that gives a little awkward. It may be possible that someone's name who is being guessed is not the winner. So it doesn't feel good. So better we will not guess. And we always ensure that when the awards are done, we should also understand who is going to be the photographer for the day. What the photographs are going to be taken, where the banner is it coming in the photograph, all those small things, nuances have to be worked on. If we do all this, and if we end the meeting on time, also ensure the presiding officer that whoever guests whom to contact after the meeting ends, so that he or she knows what is the way forward. So in this order, if we follow all those points, I'm sure we'll have a great meeting. It's already 10 o'clock. We can go on this. I can go on. I can have another session on this, but let me now open the floor for questions for at least 5 to 10 minutes. If anyone has any points to make, anyone is in agreement, disagreement, we can always have a discussion.
Can I say so?
Yes, Nasreen ma'am, please come forward. Yes, always welcome.
Can you tell me something more on how the general evaluator should give the report? Like, apart from calling the tag team and the evaluators, how the general evaluator should give his report on the whole meeting? Any structure?
There are structures. See, Toastmasters follows a structured program. There are certain structures, but he or she can go a little out of it and have his or her input. Main point is the general evaluator looks at, see, in our structure, it is like this. Did the meeting start on time? Was the banner rightly displayed? If you go to the Toastmasters website, the TA has got a guideline. There is a specific thing, what all to be ticked and what to be said, what not to be said, everything is available. You can go to the Toastmasters website and see whether this banner was displayed, whether they have, everything can be noted, whether the gavel was banged, whether the guests were introduced, whether the presiding officer came across, gave an, we can go on step by step with each role player, tell about what went wrong, what didn't go wrong, what went well, what didn't go well. It all depends on the time that is available. If you've got 10 minutes, full 10 minutes, you can tell about all the role plays. But it will be great if we can tell a highlighted report, like where specifically you want to mention of what needs to be improved on. For example, a general evaluator can look at how the discipline of the meeting was, where people speaking when someone was giving a speech, when someone was moving. Those things all come to the attention, right? I mean, where for the club to improve. There could be whether we can also say whether the speaker was, whether role players came prepared. It should not be harsh. Let us be very clear. General evaluator's role is never to give a harsh feedback, but it should come across as genuine, so that everyone understands, yes, I could have improved here, that way. So there is a structure. You can start right from the start of the meeting to the end of the meeting, evaluate each of the role players. But I, as a general evaluator, yes, generally would say I would take note of where things can move on or can be better, so that the focus can be more. Yeah, Naslin?
And
Yeah.
the general evaluator should be evaluating the evaluators or the speeches.
It can be yes and no. See, it is on the comfort level of the general. A seasoned general evaluator can take that liberty to give a lot of feedback.
Yes,
Okay.
because that needs a lot of active listening if the evaluator is giving.
Correct.
So evaluating on the evaluator needs a lot of active listening and experience as well.
A general evaluator is supposed to do that. Actually, active listening is his or because he is continuously evaluating the meeting right from the start to the end. So wherever we can, if you think that the input from the general evaluator is going to add value, it can be told. This is what I would say. So again, it comes with practice. So normally these roles are given to experienced Toastmasters. Experience means I'm not telling about 10 years, 12 years. It could be 1 year, 2 years. So they understand that how a meeting should run.
But so that's not a compulsion.
Correct. So that's what it is. So there's no hard and fast. See, there is a structure, as I told you. Within that structure, you can go beyond. That's the creativity that comes in. But that should add value. It should not be it should not take away the meetings. We are not here for giving a speech, right? We're actually evaluating. Evaluating means that is how a person or how the club can take from this level to the next level. That's it.
Thank you.
Good evening, Deepa ma'am. Nice to see you. Yeah, thank you on the screen. Yes. Good night.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Deepa ma'am. Long time since we saw you. At least she is a part of Airoli Toastmasters. Who else? Any questions, Sushma? Janet, Madhukar, any questions?
Yes, yes, sure, Samson. This is regarding this all the roles that been in the meeting. So, is there anywhere it is defined like what the flow should be there, what the role of responsibility of the like let's say Toastmaster of the day. So, how the Toastmaster day will conclude the session. So, is there any flow or anything mentioned?
The general flow is always available. We can always see. We all know that how the flow happens, right? Once the Toastmaster comes in, announces the theme, then calls the tag team, tells what it is about, then also about how the speakers are introduced. Then before the speakers are introduced, each speaker's evaluator is called in. So that flow has to be there. And similarly, right at the end also, how to close the theme, reinforcing the theme, and then handing over to the presiding officer. So that flow should be done. In between, there could be special sessions as well. So it's a TMOD who introduces that particular session. Shubhayan, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So you got it, Madhukar? So that flow,
Yes, so right.
you'll get it. You'll get it from the VP Education. You can reach out to me. I can also share with you the flow.
Okay. Okay. I thought it is different. It is there on the portal, the Toastmaster International portal or anywhere, or it
I
is
need
with
to check that.
education.
Rohan, do you think it is available? I think
It is there. Yes.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
Toastmaster of the day, in the script, we have a checklist for all of these tasks.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I have a lot of
I'll
checklists.
reach
Each
out
role
to.
has a checklist.
Yeah.
Each role has a checklist.
Yeah. I will reach out to Ron Mansley and then to you if required. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We have another 10 minutes to go, Syam sir.
Yeah, I'm available.
Anybody else has questions? Yes.
Shivam, I would like the new members. Ganesh, Chandrahas, please come forward. Pavanji. Ganesh, yes.
Yeah, so just was wondering if there is any sort of like, maybe guiding practices that one should approach to, some particular role, having, as you said, like, the general evaluator, it's good to have someone who has been with the club for, let's say, 1 year or so and knowing the complete flow of the meeting, right? Like that, is there anything that other roles should be also, to be more precise?
Good question, because what a quality club does is, see, basically new members, in order to overcome their fear of coming on stage, are given the roles of accounter, timer. Grammarian is a more senior role, a person who understands how the language flows, because all those things. Slowly they are moved on to the next role. Like an evaluator is also someone who cannot be put in as an evaluator. He or she must have completed certain level, right? Ideally, understand what the evaluator needs to be done. Training, a lot of talk needs to go on behind. That's why I said the meeting behind the meeting is the most critical. Every role needs to have a mentoring or a sort of counseling with either the VP education or the individual mentors. Now, VP education cannot do everything together. Everyone running to the VP education, she or he is going to get overwhelmed. That's why those mentoring programs are all there. But the finer nuances can always be checked. ऐसे करने से सही है क्या? We should all be knowing to do what is the right thing to do, what not to do. Once we know both of them, we will not make mistakes. So as you said, general evaluator generally, if you see, is going to be a seasoned Toastmaster. At least who has spent 1 year in this and understands the flow of the meeting. But again, even however senior he is going to be, he is going to have a talk with the with the evaluators, with the speakers, understanding whether anyone needs any special attention. All those things that happens before the meeting. It is not to be done at the meeting. That is my point. It should not come across as if that we are trying to understand during the meeting time. It should all be done before the meeting. Any role. Yeah, Ganesh, I think, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Pawan is a new Toastmaster. Chandra has anything to ask? Deepa, ma'am, anything? Chandra has here.
Yeah, so for Sergeant and Arms, do we have any specific script to follow, or it's the standard, the same thing?
As long as one is not comfortable, it is better follow a script.
Okay.
That is what I would say, because then there is because that's the start of the meeting. If the meeting goes off track there, then that lingering this thing continues. So as long as but generally, ultimately it's the energy that comes in from the silence. He or she opens the meeting, right? So it should be bang on. It should be loud, clear, not too long. It is because he's just opening the meeting. So that energy is most important. Come, clap, tell everyone, yay, come, we are going, let us, and then read the mission statement, all those things. Very important. See, each and every step. That's why I said practice. See, even when we are reading the mission statement, what I notice is we tell others to repeat. Now, if
Yeah.
you make a 6-word sentence, it is very difficult for them to, because we need that flow. So better say 3 words and then that they repeated. Next 3 words, repeat that. 3 words, repeat that. That way it is fine. Otherwise, people will keep thinking, "Arey, kya bolna hai karke?" And then there's the sort of mix up.
Right.
Okay, so small thing which matters.
Right. Thank you.
Toastmaster Bipin, President of Airoli Bilingual, past member of Target Toastmasters. Anything to say? Rishi, सुन रहे हैं क्या? Hello,
Yes,
everyone
I'm
having
there.
dinner. Everyone having dinner now. No more questions. Somnath, presiding officer, president,
So all good, sir.
all good. Anything to add? You think you can add to this? See, there may be we have missed also. Rohan ma'am, you can also pitch in, like if you want to say anything to reinforce. Shivam, anything which
No, I think you have covered every aspect of the meetings, not just on the meeting day, but even the preparation part, which needs to be done well in advance. So beautifully explained to us, Syam sir. Thank you so much for that. Much needed, much needed.
but how do we percolate this to the other members? I hope anyone. Deepa ma'am, you had something to add. Yeah.
No, I'm saying very practical tips you have given, and we must seriously implement it. Because as I like the point when you said table topics, the whole topic should be short and crisp. Making it too long, lengthy, and it even confuses the person who is saying the topic and also the person who's hearing the topic. And this point, like announce the topic and then randomly call anyone, is a good thing. So everyone is thinking instead of calling someone and then making him the scapegoat, or like an Utsav Murti or something. And this way everybody is like, yeah, I might be called, so I need to be thinking. That also is a very valid point. And I like that thing when you said that the topic shouldn't be extremely long and it should be open ended. Then the whole point of, what should I say? That dilemma happens within 2 minutes. That dilemma happens. So this is, and rest of the roles, I feel unless I jump into the role and make a mistake, I'm never going to learn. So for me personally,
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Deepa.
also wanted to know one more thing because of this extensive travel at very short notices. How do I even come to know whether some slots are available in online clubs so I can even take up roles as well as take up these slots for speaking and roles, which I'm interested, but because of going in such short notices, I'm not able to fulfill anything.
You have to
Just
be
let me know that.
active on WhatsApp of the Toastmasters of Mumbai. That is where all the
Oh, so
requests
I'm
come in.
not there in that.
You'll be added. I'll add you.
Hmm.
I'll get you added. No worries.
All right.
I didn't know that. There, every club reaches out. Sometimes they don't have role players, they don't have speakers, they don't have evaluators. You can just reach out there and get that done.
So
That's the
wherever
best
I
form.
am, I can do something from there, and it
Absolutely.
adds to my abilities. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank
I'll
you.
ensure that your name is added. Sure.
Thank you.
Somnath, Rishi, any points that you would like as senior toastmaster? Nasreen has also got a great experience having been a member in Singapore. So probably any good practice that you noticed in Singapore that we could implement here, Nasreen? She's in the kitchen, I think.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
in the kitchen. Right now, I'm sitting in my room peacefully.